A little over a year ago, I had a game recommended to me during my first State of the Channel update. That game was Detroit Become Human. Now, I had actually played another one of Quantic Dream's games called Heavy Rain, but let's just say that I was not expected for the depth of the story and narrative. Welcome to our final thoughts video on Detroit Become Human. I try not to overstay my welcome with these videos, so we're going to keep this fairly short and sweet. Overall, I highly recommend this game to anyone who's interested in a narrative that is both thought-provoking and rewarding in its system. The gameplay loop is pretty simple. You go through, you interact with the environment, you input commands here and there, and overall, lightly point the story in a particular direction until major options reach you. Depending on the choices that you make during those options, the story will move in a completely new direction. Characters can die, characters can live, and some characters will even turn sides. The brilliance of the system is due to the large branching paths. You can actually go to the huge web of options that were presented to you, and you can see how other people took those options. Not only that, but you're also then aware of different parts of that particular scenario that you may have missed, or options that you may not have known you even had. In addition to these choices that are given to you at times, the story remembers what choices you've made in the past. So there are times where your choices are severely altered based on previous decisions during the game, which is incredibly powerful storytelling and gives you a personal investment in that story. The closest comparison I can make is the trilogy of Mass Effect, where your multiple decisions in previous games triggered outcomes in later games. However, this was all exclusive to a single game. But with that carrot on a stick, that feeling that your choices matter and have impactful repercussions within the game, that investment is huge, and I felt invested throughout the entire story. Whether if it was for Marcus and his rebellion, Kara and Alice's need to escape the United States due to the oppression of androids, or Connor's buddy cop experience with Hank.
Why do they make you look so goofy and give you that weird voice?
CyberLife androids are designed to work harmoniously with humans. Both my appearance and voice were specifically designed to facilitate my integration.
Well, they fucked up.
They were my favorite. Regardless, with the scene-to-scene investment established in this game, it was a beautiful thing to behold. And speaking of the game itself, the setting, a futuristic Detroit built around an almost imperfect perfection, or even though the architecture around you is beautiful and engaging, and it's got neon lights and this holographic interface built into different environments, at the same time, there's trash, there's the poor, there's the despondent, and there are the androids. And yes, there are major comparisons to the civil unrest of the 1950s and 60s in the United States. And in fact, it makes direct allusions to the movements created by Martin Luther King Jr. While yes, you could write an entire essay on how Detroit uses those feelings of civil unrest to elicit a response from its players, the truth is, it was very effective for me personally. So though I have seen some people claim that it's a cheap way to bring the player in and get investment from the player in the setting of Detroit, at the same time there's a genuinity showing that throughout history there will always be civil dispute, and there will always be inequality being fought for, constantly. And the importance, because you can take a look, the importance in the future is that we continue to fight for that equality. There's a lot in this game that is not fair. A lot in this game is not nice. A lot in this game is so visceral in its presentation about how the world views androids that at times it's almost disgusting and overwhelmingly stressful to play through the game. But at that same time, that feeling you have, that in the pit of your heart, that everything is awful. These androids are giving you hope that there is a future for those who are oppressed. And that's the brilliance of this game. Now, I'm not going to get into any spoilers or anything in this video because, honestly, I feel like individual events in this game do not do a good job of explaining why I like it so much. Detroit Become Human may, in fact, be one of my top 5 games of all time. But not because of brilliant gameplay, not because of graphics, even though the graphics are gorgeous. No. There's a general feeling of heart and passion in this game that I don't encounter in other games very often. There's something special inside here, something with a beating heart that is just as alive as the androids you are playing. I was unbelievably entertained. I loved every moment of this game despite some of the torturous decisions that I made or inadvertently made without realizing the consequences. And before you know it, you found yourself surrounded by family, love, and partnerships amongst these characters, and you're invested in each one of their outcomes. It's a brilliant story in my opinion, and for anybody even remotely interested in a extremely narrative-driven game, with, I would admit, limited gameplay options, you should try this out and experience it for yourself. Because despite what you've seen in my playthrough, despite what you have seen as my outcome, there are countless ways to play through this game. Countless ways. So I encourage you to go out and play this game yourself and enjoy what it has for you. As always, guys, drop comments down below on the final thoughts here. Let me know how you experienced the game. Did my playthrough change your opinion? Did my playthrough frustrate you because I made decisions that you didn't agree with? Drop it down below. I'm really looking forward to the next game by David Cage. Detroit Become Human was incredibly special. I hope to see you guys in the next Thoughts video. So until then, hopefully you're having a great day. Take care, and I will catch you next time.